Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is, it's August the 8th. 2018. I know what I was doing 10 years ago today. The Olympics were going on in China. I wasn't in China, but I watched the opening. I heard about the opening ceremonies. I was getting so drunk that night. Oh, I vomited wine when I got home. Anyway, welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is that day. Strong hand, long-term thinking, people. Strong hand. Wow, I got caught up on that one. I hadn't thought about this, that it was the 8th today. I've got a good memory, a good memory for that kind of thing. Anyway, let's jump right into it. I'm in Boise, Idaho, and I'm speaking at 7 p.m. here tonight, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, which is pretty soon. So I hope to meet a lot of you guys pretty soon. Check out the links below to see yesterday's show. It was wild. DisruptMeister.com. Get a Trezor, get T-shirts below. Okay. So let's talk about, here's an excuse from the future. And yet today's main saying is definitely strong hand. But here's an excuse from the future that Matt Odell tweeted out. He got lucky, put a bunch of money into Bitcoin during the 2018 bear market. He didn't earn it. Oh, just wait for it, people. You'll hear that one in the future from the no coiners or the forever complainers. All right. Here is a quote from Thinking Ape, who has nothing to do with Bitcoin at all, but I liked it. They are there for the show rather than the content of the show. That's, the 80%ers when they're watching videos like that, they want a show. They're not there for the content of the show. If you're a 20%er, you don't care about the show. You don't care about the glamour. You want the content. You care about content. 20%ers care about content. 80%ers care about what it looks like, the show. All right. So remember that. The Bitcoin content, hardcore stuff. On the outside, Bitcoin looks boring. It's not fancy and flashy like those ICOs. It's not glamorous. But those ICOs, they have no content, nothing of substance, 90% of them at least. Bitcoin's got the best content out there. It might not be the prettiest. It might not be the fanciest. It's the rock. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Pound that like button. Remember that on these strong hand days. All right. Caitlin Long has another article that just came out in Forbes online. Check it out. ICE scenarios, Bitcoin derivatives. It talks about ICE scenarios and Bitcoin derivatives and controlling your own private key. Again, it's talking about the financialization, racing to fix Wall Street, ICE, cryptocurrencies, and enterprise blockchains. It's a real learning experience. Get on there, read it. And Colonel Swan Jr. sent me $2 in the super chat. Dude, I always appreciate the support. And hey, man, you're watching at, I guess this is one of the times you watch at. I'm on at a weird time today for the people that are watching this live because I got to go to the Boise event real soon. Boise. Sorry. I got to pronounce it correctly. Boise. Oh, it'll be a wild speech tonight. Who knows what I'm going to talk about. So the altcoins, they've been destroyed. I mean, for quite some time now that they've been going down harder than Bitcoin has. And that in the last 24 hours, it's happened again. But you know what? It's all cyclical. They'll get pumped up again too. Again, this is why you hold on to the rock, Bitcoin, so you have to deal with all the altcoin madness. But people are trying to say that this is like the .com, whether it be with the altcoins, whether it be with Bitcoin, whether it be with cryptocurrency in general. This is so far from mainstream. We're such a little niche little world. All of us that are watching this video now, we're in this little speck of a world here. And sure, some people in the mainstream have heard about Bitcoin, and sure, some people have ripped on Bitcoin. I want to say, to compare this to the .com, my grandmother, this is not a lie, my grandmother during the .com thing bought stocks. She bought PSINet. PSINet was basically a .com type of stock. So we have nothing close to grandmothers buying, we have nothing close to mothers buying Bitcoin. It is so, I mean, that's laughable. It's laughable at this point. But during the .com thing in 1999, there were grandmothers easily could get their hands a hold of these .coms. So we have not seen a pump. You think you've seen a pump of alts? You think you've seen a pump of Bitcoin? It hasn't. The madness has not started at all in terms of the mainstream 80%ers get, and I'm not saying my grandma's an 80%er or whatever, but just the mainstream, like, oh, we got to get in on this trend right now and buy it up. No, it hasn't. Maybe there's some desire out there, but it's still really hard to do it. Again, you think Coinbase is simple. A lot of people don't trust Coinbase. They don't want to get on Coinbase. They don't want to do this. So it is early on. So, you know, the call is that we haven't seen the .com boom era of Bitcoin, of cryptocurrency yet. Okay. There's going to be some more madness in the future. I mean, and even the dollar to get the gateways to buy these freak altcoins with dollars, they don't even exist yet in America. Coinbase, what? It sells 5 coins or something like that. So we're not, again, you could compare the altcoins, the madness within our community, I mean, could be compared to a mini .com bubble, but it will be pumped on a mainstream level. We are not in the mainstream yet. When cryptocurrency is even 20% mainstream, I mean, we're talking like how many in America, in the United States, in the Western world, what percentage of individuals think they own any cryptocurrency? It's less than 1%. It's less than 1%. I mean, so enough. You are elite is what I'm trying to say if you own this. And it's early and you can't be impulsive. You have to think. Yeah, I mean, think about it this way. I mean, this is the best way to think of it. It is 1994 in terms of the internet, okay? 1994 was before Netscape. It was, but because there's the way to interact with Bitcoin right now is so messy. Netscape made the user interface very easy for the internet. We're not even there with the Bitcoin yet. So let's say if it's 1994 in terms of the boom, the .com. The .com stuff really didn't start till 1998. And then 1999 to 2000 is when it was insane. And 2001 is when it crashed. And then it took, you know, but did the internet go away? No. And the internet, then there was social media eventually. So just put it in that perspective. I mean, so 1994 to 1998, that's 4 years. What's 4 years from now? 2022. That's after the 2020 halving. We're still before the 2020 halving either. This is so early. All right, enough of me reminding you what is just blatantly obvious, but what becomes convoluted and nebulous when everyone is screaming about and worrying about little short-term things. You know, is it SEC? And, you know, you can't. All right, so here we go. So let's talk about 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin again. There are a lot of people out there that are like, dude, you lost so much money by not selling. They're talking about paper losses. You lost money on paper. It was worth 20,000. Now it's worth whatever, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. I don't know what the heck it's worth. And I'm just like, what? I mean, no, I still have the same amount of Bitcoin. Yeah, I didn't lose a darn thing. Let me tell you about losing money on paper. We remember our friend Bench in MGTOW. He thought he lost some money on paper. So then he sold his, and that more, he was going to lose some more. So he sold his Bitcoin and he lost Bitcoin. He literally cannot get the same amount of Bitcoin because he sold his Bitcoin. The price went up and he can't buy the Bitcoin back. And for that humiliation, for that, and I'm not picking on the guy. He wants me to tell people this. For that humiliation, he had the privilege of paying the United States government taxes. Okay? So you guys talk about paper laws. Paper is nothing. We're talking about Caitlin Long talking about how the financialization, these Wall Street firms want to create fake Bitcoin, basically derivatives, paper Bitcoin, just like there's paper gold. Paper, and the way to defeat it is to control your private key. You cannot beat the real thing. The private key control, when you have the private key of Bitcoin, you can't beat that. You could talk about paper losses. You could talk about paper derivatives. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense because you still have the same amount of, when you control that private key, you still have the same amount of Bitcoin. You're not paying the government taxes. You're not letting a third party custodial agent hold your Bitcoin or anything like that. So again, remember the next time someone's talking about the paper losses you had, the paper and the fear of more paper loss, because they're talking about fiat. You still had that. You bought Bitcoin. Here we go. Did you buy Bitcoin for the year 28, or did you buy it for the next decade? Or is it a savings account? Okay. There's a huge difference between the people, and these are very loud people who say, they bought Bitcoin for they wanted to flip it for 2018. They bought it in 2018. They want to sell in 2018, or whether they bought it in 2017, they want to sell it in 2017. They're not thinking like we are, that it's a savings account, that this is something that's changing everything. And it's not just something you jump into and you jump out. The short-term thinkers deserve what they get. They do deserve what they get here. This personal responsibility is a new counterculture. They got to be able to think long-term. If they're impulsive, they're going to get impulsive results. And hey, and guess what? Even if the price had, in terms of dollars, gone above what the all-time high, they still would have gotten it because they would have sold it and had to pay all the short-term capital gains taxes. Okay, so either way, again, avoid all sorts of short-term impulsive behavior. That's the lesson. Pound that freaking like button. Okay, in the future, there are going to be a lot of people who are there going to be still a lot of people who prefer real estate to Bitcoin? And will it still be the majority? Because obviously right now, if you talk to people, they're going to be like, of course I would buy real estate instead of Bitcoin. What's this Bitcoin thing? What's this cryptocurrency thing? I don't know how to even buy it. It's very easy to buy. But for me, and everyone already knows, for me, I liquidated my real estate. I own no real estate anymore because I know it's a pain, and I love owning my Bitcoin. There's no worries. I don't have to pay. I had to pay. I checked the current person who owns my real estate now. They just sent a check to Baltimore City for over $3,100 in property taxes. That's the maintenance on that building. 31. That's what I'm saying. People will wonder, hey, Adam, how do you travel around so much? I don't have to pay the Baltimore City $3,100 in property taxes anymore. I can tell you that. Pound that freaking like button. But so, and I really enjoy that fact. And so some people, there are people that are just real estate mentality. They like to manage other people. They got a landlord mentality. They like to be parents to other people. I don't know, man. Whatever floats your boat there. I like having an asset that doesn't need maintenance, that doesn't have people trying to sue me, and they tripped on the concrete in front of your house, or you're on the sidewalk or whatever. But in theory, that there should be a shift. There might, for 20%ers at least, realizing like what is the point of holding this real estate over Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the better. And there's some people that are into frivolous aspects of real estate. They can brag, oh, Buffy, look, I own this place in the Hollywood Hills that I rent out to the Kardashians or whatever. Whoever. Oh, and look, I own this property in Brooklyn, in Manhattan, in Seattle. Oh, I'm so diversified. Oh. And, meanwhile, the taxes they're paying is unbelievable. And so anyway, few are into the mentality of crypto over real estate now. And that, again, shows us how early we are. Even dudes in crypto, I think I'm a rare breed in crypto that's just straight up, I don't own real estate anymore. And in my lifetime, I have owned 3 different properties. So I think there are very few people who have really put it, and there's no, trust me, if you haven't owned real estate yet, you're in good shape. there's no shame in not owning real estate yet in your life, dudes. Okay, we've gotten that on the Beyond the Bitcoin show. I'm just saying, I wonder, even in this space, how many people are like so gung-ho about Bitcoin, they're just like, no real estate again. This is the easier asset, the more important asset, the asset that is the better, just clearly the better asset. So we'll have to wait and see how much of real estate comes into Bitcoin. If people start looking at it like I'm describing it right now, because that would be huge for Bitcoin. I mean, it will happen. There'll be realist people that'll be like, why am I owning a ghetto property in Baltimore City? I mean, what is the point? Why am I supporting this system? $3,100 in property taxes a year. Real fun stuff there. All right, pound it. Pound that freaking like button. Okay, again, Andy Hoffman's Scared Straight freaking link is below. He gets into more depth about what happened to the dude who got a phishing scam with his Trezor. It wasn't Trezor's fault. It was, unfortunately, he got phished. So you check it out if you want to get scared straight. Yeah, for all your fiat freaks out there, I just want to remind the fiat freaks of something out there. All you like all-time highs and all that stuff you care about, Bitcoin always returns. It has always returned to all its fiat all-time highs. Every day is one day closer to that all-time high again. I mean, that's the way you got to think about it. If you're a fiat freak and you're so obsessed with it, you just got to be patient. You just got to be patient and not worry about your paper losses. Oh, it was worth 20K and now it's worth 8K, so I lost 12. You didn't lose anything. You didn't lose 12K. You never had the cash. You bought it for $1,000. You bought one Bitcoin for $1,000. And you still have that one Bitcoin that you paid $1,000 for. And in the future, you're going to be able to use that Bitcoin to do who knows what, get that house in the Hollywood Hills or whatever, and kick the Kardashians out. I like big. Okay, so Scott Adams, speaking about a Hollywood guy, Scott Adams, he's a Dilbert creator. He lives out there in Los Angeles, and I will be in Los Angeles. I'll be speaking in Los Angeles on Saturday, so maybe some of you LA people, we could talk some LA frivolous nonsense. No, I'm gonna make sure to smack the Bitcoin on you to get that frivolous nonsense out of your mind. But Scott Adams is the Dilbert creator. He's got people like him on YouTube. He talks about Trump a lot. He really gives a million excuses for Trump. Scott's an interesting guy. He's a smart guy. He makes up a lot of excuses from Donald Trump. He's got a lot of Donald Trump fans following him. Something I did not know about him is that back in November, he was making all these cryptocurrency announcements. He was going to have a company, an ICO, and this and that and the other. I had no idea. And now I see all of a sudden on the video, his latest video that's out there, and I linked to it below, he says, Scott Adams and CoinPulse.io founder Ches Dargel explain crypto exchanges and crypto wallets. Okay, so he's obviously on the ICO side, the altcoin side. He does talk Bitcoin. He is exposing Bitcoin to Trump fans. I think that's a positive. It's one step close. It's that small step till the mainstream knowing about it. Okay, so that's interesting. If you want to pay attention to that, I hope Scott Adams talks more about Bitcoin than talking about Trump excuses and what he currently does. I mean, you listen to him for a minute. That's all you really need to listen to him for. Then it kind of drags on about, how Trump is doing 3D chess with everybody or 4D chess with everyone. It's nonsense. And, I don't know why Scott puts the dude on the pedestal so much. These guys are sociopaths, Trump, Clinton, all of them. Don't get too carried away with them. But that's what Scott's whole, basically what his YouTube, he talks about persuasion too. He gives excuses for, he's so LA. Deep down, he's so LA. He says some diversity type of things that you can just see like, this dude. Anyway, okay, it doesn't matter. So yeah, remember, okay, so I'll be speaking in Boise. Yeah, Boise, 7 p.m. today. Oh, God, this is really taking long, this show. Beshin Migtal, thank you for the $5 in the super chat. He says, make America great again. It's a good, hey man, you're helping make America great again, Beshin. That's the way I see it. By telling the truth about what happened to you, You could make yourself out to be like, oh, dude, I own all this Bitcoin. I'm going to retire in some Asian country and be able to buy any of those chicas that I want to, or what. No, you tell the truth. You're like, I would have had more Bitcoin if I didn't panic, if I had a strong hand, if I didn't. And you want people to learn from your mistake. So you're making America great again. You're making people who want to listen and who don't care about pretty faces, who just want to listen to content and understand and learn. You're making them great, and you're making them strong again. And I really give you credit for being modest and being truthful about your story and everything. And I know people have learned from it, and I have learned from it, and it's admirable. It's very admirable what you're doing. All right, well, let's talk about something that some people don't think is very admirable. This is a link to a Bcash related thing. And apparently, looks like Bcash is prepping to remove cash from their logo, probably testing to see how it goes, just calling it Bitcoin. And so this is linked to, this is from actually a few days ago. And since they are centralized, and since they have organized pumps before, and since they can do whatever they please, I mean, they can call themselves Bitcoin. I have no doubt that this is not just speculation, that somebody over there is thinking like, what do we have to lose? Why not just call it Bitcoin? Why not just brand ourselves as Bitcoin? Why not? I mean, and sure, people are going to get fooled. People are going to get tricked. I'm putting it out there. They have come up with gimmicks before. They have come up with situations that they build their pumps. There's going to be a test of Bcash soon. They could do it. So again, this is all cyclical. They're going to pump again. They could try to pump it any way they want to. At the same time, one thing that I did not hear mentioned yet with this move and calling it Bitcoin, and again, Craig Shipp, who is great, who's from the state of Maryland, like I am originally, he says, hold Bitcoin, sell B-Trash. Well, thank you, Craig, for the $5 in the super chat, man. And dude, I'll be back for Rosh Hashanah. I don't know if we'll be able to get a. We'll be in communication about a possible September video at your undisclosed location, which is, he makes some great videos with me. You can check that out in links below, everyone. It was from around July 4th, bitcoinmeister.com. All right. What do we have here? But the thing about the Bcash turning their name into Bitcoin possibly, or branding themselves that way, maybe they're thinking it's a preemptive move against the fake Satoshi fork that might be coming to Bcash. Like, okay, there's going to be Craig Cash. They can keep the Bcash name. We'll just say we're Bitcoin. I don't know. I spent too much time on that subject matter already today. All right, so yeah, speaking in LA, check out the links below for my speaking thing. I'll be speaking in LA on Saturday. By the way, my next show will be coming from LA. It'll be late tomorrow, late on Thursday. Just like this show is early, there'll be a big time gap. What else do we have here? I'm going to be, and then 18th in Philadelphia. And then I'll be in Spokane, Washington on the 19th and for a while. So we'll talk about that later. Tour de Meester, we're gonna end it with his tweets he's got here. In the crypto bear markets, miners, profit okay, you know what? I'm going to talk about Tour de Meester tomorrow. We're going to save all that for tomorrow. You can get a preview because it's linked to below. What's this say? Okay, that's it, dudes. That is it. I will see you guys later. I'm in a rush now. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Pound that like button, all that stuff that I usually say.